Hi golfers, Nick here from American Golf and down at the Aintree store today, and today I'm comparing the new Titleist 818 hybrids. There's two hybrids in the range, H1 and H2. What is the difference and how do they perform? So first of all, H1, slightly bigger head. It's got the appearance more of a fairway wood, whereas H2, slightly smaller profile, looks a bit more like an iron. Well, that's the idea Titleists are going for. So basically H1 is meant to be the most forgiving out of the two, whereas H2 is more for the players option, looking for sort of a lower ball flight, a more consistent distance. H2 is really just easy to hit, easy to launch, and more forgiving. So looking at the technology, both of them feature an active recoil channel underneath to increase ball speed off the face. Both of them have the loft settings, same as they will have in all the Titleist ranges of woods. So there's 16 different options of line goal and loft to change. The hybrids this year also feature the Sure Fit channel. So as they've done with the other woods, they've got the Sure Fit, which slots in the back here. So they've got the different weight settings, so you can change them from neutral, draw and fade. In terms of performance, Titleist say this is 10% more forgiving than the previous 816 model. So it's going to be interesting to see how these perform. So I'm not going to be testing these clubs necessarily for off-center hits or for shaping the ball. I'm literally going to hit 10 shots, normal shots with both clubs, and going to see what the difference is. So I'm expecting a high launch of H1. It's meant to be more forgiving, but hopefully I'll be hitting most of these shots out the middle, so I shouldn't see much difference in forgiveness. H2 though is designed more for consistent ball flight. I'm expecting lower flight out of H2 as well, just because H1's a higher launching, and probably lower spin as well with H2. I will be using the same shaft to keep it consistent. So I've got the Project X Even Flow, which is 6.0 stiff, 85 grams. So I'll be using the same shaft in both of the heads, and both of them in the A1 setting. They're both 19 degrees, so it'd be interesting to see how these perform, because they're the same loft, same shaft, so literally just going to be the difference in between the two heads. So I'm going to be hitting 10 shots with both of these clubs, normal swing, on Trackman Pro V1 golf balls. So let's see how I get on. First up, we got the Titleist 818 hybrid, H1 first of all. So I'm going to hit 10 shots with H1, then move on to H2. So 10 normal shots.
Cry for the hours of sand that I took it to my bed. Ooh, like a nerve in the back when I couldn't even lend a hand. Why? Lay me down, babe. I'm in. Let me drown.
So next up, we've got H2. Slightly smaller looking head to H1. Same shaft. Titleist Pro V1 golf balls, Trackman. So we hit 10 shots and then sit down, take a look, see what the difference is between the two.
I say, fool, by the mess of a man that you made all your plans with. Try, but it's never the same.
So you see me hit 10 shots there with both of these clubs on the Trackman. First impressions, I have to say I do prefer the look of H2, the slightly smaller profile head does suit my eye a bit better, but the feel was very similar. I couldn't tell the difference off the face, so it felt the same, but H2 just looks a little bit better to my eye. Obviously it does depend on the individual. H1 does look easier to hit, but I do prefer H2. Now, we're going to take a look at the data. So I'm going to put it up on the screen here. And interesting comparison, what I thought really. Looking, first of all, if we look at, just looking the ball flight down the line, you can see very similar sort of ball flight. The ones I hit well tended to draw. I did hit a couple which stayed out to the right. In 10 shots, that's going to happen. But I would say the tighter dispersion with H2, slightly smaller head. Then if you move on to the side angle from above, again, look, the yellow, which is H2, you can see slightly tighter dispersion, ball flight a little bit tighter as well. And obviously from the side angle, you can see the trajectory, and it's a little bit lower ball flight with H2. Looking at the numbers, so clubhead speed, virtually the same. Ball speed, very similar, hardly anything in it. I think ball speed was a little bit higher though with H2, which you'd expect with a lower ball flight. The ball would tend to come off a little bit faster, but there's virtually nothing in it. 0.2 was the difference, so basically the same ball speed in relationship to clubhead speed, so smash factor virtually the same, 0.1 difference, so no real difference in speed off the face. However, when you move on to launch angle, almost 2 degrees lower with H2 than H1, which you'd expect. Like I said, H1 is designed to pop the ball up into the air, easier to hit, but for me, I prefer a sort of a lower launching ball flight. Looking at spin rates, about 500 RPM lower with H2 is what I was expecting. The numbers in the swing very similar. If you look at the height, 18 feet higher with H1. So this H1 is designed to pop the ball up into the air. It's designed to spin a little bit more, a little bit easier to hit, but as a result, higher ball flight for about 18 feet in the 10 shots that I hit. So all in all, that equates to about 4 yards longer carry with H2, and overall total distance of about 9 yards longer with H2. So for me, H2 was a slightly better looking club, but more importantly, it was longer and a tighter dispersion. So for me, personally, H2 is the club. So I think for the better golfers, lower handicappers out there, I think H2 is the one. For someone that wants a little bit more forgiveness, maybe needs a little bit more height, then H1 is the club for you. Both of these clubs are awesome. Really loved hitting them. So golfers, I'll be interested to hear your thoughts. Have you hit these clubs? Does one perform better than the other? For me, obviously H2 was the better option, but I'll be interested to hear your thoughts on that. But in the meantime, golfers, you're welcome to come down to any American Golf. We've all got facilities here for you to try out these clubs. Welcome to come down to Aintree. We've got a great setup here with the TrackMan and the GC2 and the Sam Putt Lab. But in the meantime, guys, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, and we'll see you again soon.